The Nintendo Switch has fully been revealed. It's fully been exposed, I guess you could say. That's the popular term to use on YouTube. And I think it's one of those things that a lot of people were expecting a lot of things, and a lot of people got what they wanted, a lot of people didn't get what they wanted. A lot of people just wanted Zelda and Mario to be on another console. A lot of people just wanted a new Zelda and a new Mario. A lot of people wanted new IPs. A lot of people wanted just brand new things from Nintendo. A lot of people were like chanting, over and over in their heads that they wanted a new Metroid. A game that really wouldn't make that much money for Nintendo in the long run, but a lot of people still wanted it. A lot of people wanted different things. That's the main thing that I got out of the Switch reaction and the people who got their reactions from the Switch. I think the main thing that I can get from the Nintendo Switch reactions from a lot of people who don't have a lot of money is probably that a lot of people thought that the actual console was going to be less than $250. And I think that was probably like one of the main selling points for people. When people heard that it was going to be $200, they probably just went insane. They went insane in their heads. They get a tablet from Nintendo that also works as a home console for $250. When you really think about it, it doesn't make much sense for it to be $250. But also some of the prices I've seen in other places other than America and other than here in Ireland and the UK have been absolutely insane. I think the Canadian price is like something like $370. You can correct me please if you can. Here in Ireland it's $329.99 in GameStop, which is kind of the basis for all prices, I guess, if you know what I mean. It's kind of like the standard, and then there's stores that will go below that and above that in terms of prices. You will have stuff like Amazon. If you're ordering from the UK, it will be around that price because it's around £270, and the exchange rate will probably bring that up, and the delivery and actually exchanging it into euros over here will probably bring it up to like 310. That's, again, this is just estimates here. I'm not actually trying to say the actual price of the console. To kind of put everyone out of their misery if they are thinking about it, I'm not saying people are thinking about it, I will be buying a Switch. I definitely will be, just not right now. I'm going to wait until there's way more games out for it, like I did with the Wii U. And when I bought the Wii U very late into its life, I think it was like 2014 in January when I bought it, I had a lot of games for it. I did, they weren't a massive library of games, but I did have a lot of games I just bought initially, with some spare money that I had left over from working. And it was like just buying all these games and having all these games to play. It was like there was no problem with the Wii U in my head, but always in the back of my mind I realized that people who bought the Wii U day one probably weren't having a great time with the console as it went on. The Nintendo Switch, to me, the price of it, €329 is a lot for me right now. I'm in college. I think a lot of people, even if you're not in college, if you're working, €329 is probably like a lot. Especially for like a person who doesn't know what the Switch generally is, or a person who just wants a games console to play on. You're going into a GameStop or an Argos or a Tesco or any other store like that. You're searching on Amazon and you see that, say you go into GameStop and you look at all the games consoles, and the Xbox One S is on sale for €270, and the PS4 Slim is on sale for €280. And then you go and you look at the Nintendo Switch, and to be honest, to the naked eye, it might not look like a fully fledged games console. It might just look like a new tablet or a new DS. People might see it as that. I'm not saying that that's exactly what people see it as, but that's what people might see it as. And that's kind of a scary thought to think about, really, in my view anyway. Personally, I think the Switch's design is cool. I think the idea of it is cool. I like the whole docking thing and be able to pick it up and just play it at night. I like the idea that I won't even need a TV for it. I like the idea of going off on a trip and just playing it. But I already have a 3DS and a Vita. But the fact that playing Breath of the Wild portable, playing Skyrim portable, the possibility of playing Dark Souls portable, just it's so appealing in so many ways. I honestly think that if this was $250 or euros less, or 250, less than $250, I think this would sell like hotcakes. Personally, I think a new Zelda, like day one, is gonna sell it like hotcakes anyway. Like, why wouldn't it? I'm not a massive fan of Zelda. a lot of you guys introduced me to Zelda by, like, you know, after I played Ocarina of Time for the first time ever. A lot of you guys were like, you should play Twilight Princess, and I played Twilight Princess and absolutely loved it. You guys were like, play Wind Waker, and I absolutely loved it. Seeing the trailer for the actual, seeing the trailer for Zelda during the Switch presentation was probably one of the best ideas they ever had. They knew they were going to have a dip. They knew there was going to be a dip in the conference towards the end, and there was. It was like a silent dip, and everyone was like, what is this? You know, we had Reggie come up, and everyone was cheering for Reggie, and it was like, yay, Reggie! But Reggie Fils-Aimé, the president of Nintendo, is not... You know, it's not as exciting to me as it would be to other people. He's a great guy, but it's not as exciting to me as it would be to other people. The trailer, though, for Zelda, I just want to talk about that briefly before I get back to the Switch. Zelda, as a character to me, was the star of that trailer for some reason. I think everyone was shocked to see Zelda break down and cry and dip her head into Link's arms and, you know, bawl her eyes out and say, everything I've done up to this point was for nothing. Whoa, man, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. It was a really cool trailer. It was a really good trailer. But can you imagine if that trailer was released now and the game was only announced or something? That would be so epic. Like, that would be so good, man. I hate to use the word epic. This isn't 2011, but that would be really cool. I will definitely be playing The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on this channel. Unfortunately, it probably won't be a Switch playthrough. It'll be a Wii U playthrough. Over in America, I believe, on Amazon, it says you can pre-order the Wii U version of the Breath of the Wild for March 31st. Over here it says March 3rd, so we'll be releasing the same date as the Switch version over here. I don't know why that is, but it is. So I will be playing the Wii U version. That's nothing against the Switch. I will eventually get one. It's just right now I can't justify paying €329 plus another €70, which makes it €400 for the game as well. I can't justify that right now, and it's nothing to do with the actual console. It's not to do against the console. I just can't justify that price right now, you know, by myself. Overall, I think the Nintendo Switch kind of proved why it's kind of one of those... It kind of feels like the Wii again, not in a bad way. And you know, when the Wii came out, it was like, I have to have this. I have to have this in my home. And I think it actually did kind of prove that for a lot of people. A lot of other people, I get it. You know, there's not enough games on it. There's not enough games day one. There was a lot of trailers during that conference that were just like, you know, Shin Megami Tensei, new title, brand new title. That was like, what? Like, why is that important to say brand new title? The Xenoblade 2, though, that was really fucking cool. The fact that Xenoblade 2 is going to be a Switch exclusive might actually sell that for me. Unless it comes out on 3DS, but it won't. It won't. Like, that's the stupid thing I just said. That's a system seller for me. Breath of the Wild isn't a system seller because I can get it on another console. It would be a system seller if I couldn't get it on the Wii U. I would probably buy a Switch just for that game. Because this is one of those games that I don't know if it's... One of the greats is a word that people throw out a lot. You know, when people were talking about Final Fantasy 15 was coming up, everyone was like joking around, it's going to be one of the greats. It's really hard to say that without a straight face. You know, this Zelda game could be one of the greats. I like the Switch. I like the Switch a lot. I really do. I want the Switch to succeed. I want Nintendo to succeed. I want this Switch to actually be a console that when I'm walking down the street, I see people in a cafe using it. That won't happen in Ireland. I'll tell you that right now. That will not happen in Ireland. But I want it to be. I want it to be that console that, like, people talk about all the time. I want to see people on YouTube playing the 1-2 Switch together, playing ARMS against each other. I want to see that so freaking badly. I want to play ARMS. ARMS, man. I want to play ARMS. But I will say this now. I've talked about all the good parts of it. I do think the Joy-Con controllers might be overpriced at $80. To me, that's a bit overpriced. Especially, you know, I don't like comparing things that much, but like, you have to compare things to other consoles because they are, even if they don't want to compete, they are competing. And you have to look at stuff like a DualShock, which a lot of people think is the best controller ever made. Or you can look at the Xbox One controller, and a lot of people believe that's one of the best controllers ever made. And you look at the both of them, and they're like, what, $50 right now, or €50 right now? It's a big difference. You know, they kind of released at $60, and, you know, Is that a downside to it? I know that they have the rumble control, which by the way was kind of cool, the rumble control. But is that enough to really sell those Joy-Con controllers to people? From what I've heard from Peanut Butter Gamer and Daniel Bloodworth on Twitter, is that the Joy-Con controllers, apparently you're gonna get used to them, which is it's fine. Like that's a really nice thing to hear, because that's what you want with a controller. You know, you want to be able to get used to the controller. After moving from a PS3 to a PS4, I had to get used to the PS4 controller. After moving from a PlayStation 2 to the Wii, I had to get used to the Wii controller, you know. You have to, you know, that happens with a game console. You know, I look at the Joy-Con controllers and I can't imagine myself actually holding them. But I guess it's one of those things that I'm actually gonna have to go to someone's house who has the Switch, pick up the controllers and be like, oh, they actually do work, you know, they actually do work very well. Yeah, unfortunately, I will not be buying a Switch, though. Not yet. I think it's going to be when it goes down in price or something like that, because I can't justify the price and that. I think I'll actually, you know what? This is the promise, actually. I'm going to buy a Switch when Xenoblade Chronicles 2 gets announced. Or not gets announced, but gets released. When that happens, I'm buying the Switch. That day, when Xenoblade Chronicles 2 comes out, I will buy the Switch. That's all I can really say. That's all I can really say. It's really hard to put into words what I think about the Switch, but what I think about it is I want it to be successful, I want it to be popular, I want people to buy it, I think people are going to buy it. I think that the games that are going to come out on it, Mario Odyssey, Super Mario Odyssey, which by the way is really cool, and also, but I've never finished a Mario game, by the way, I'm going to be killed. I want to play Super Mario 64, but I've never played it before, I'm kind of afraid to play it. And Zelda, I think, is a complete system seller. That's a system seller right off the bat. I think that 1-2 Switch is cool, but I don't think it should be a $60 game, or a €60 game, or a €70 game. And that's basically my thoughts on the Switch. It might be a little bit all over the place, but that's what I think about the Nintendo Switch and Zelda and all that stuff there. This has been Roaming Recess. My name is Calvin. I'm going to talk about the channel now, as I always do on the show. So I've never been happier, really, with where the channel is going. You know, the channel is growing. I'm also playing games that I really want to play, you know, rather than just new games. It felt like for a while, like for months on my channel, I would just be like looking through the coming soon section on the PlayStation Store, and I was like, no, you know, just play games that you want to play, and that's what I kept saying in my head. And so I played The Last Guardian, I played Wind Waker, you know, I want to play other games. I want to play Super Mario 64 for the first time ever. I don't know if you guys would even like that. I want to play that for the first time ever. Never even touched it. I've never touched Super Mario 64. I want to play Final Fantasy VII, and that would be a blind playthrough. That would be a blind playthrough, because I have not played it since I was like 6, you know? I don't know. I don't know really what else I want to really play. I'm kind of thinking about it now. I played one episode of Bully, but I don't know if that's what I want to actually continue to play, because it's not really my style, this channel. I tried to play games where either you're playing as a cartoon character, or you have a sword in your hand, or you're getting scared the shit out of. And if you can't really do that in the game, I don't usually play it, because they're my favorite types of games. You know, I'm either getting scared, I'm laughing and I'm loving the colors, or I'm hacking and slashing. And to end it, what I've been doing this week, I've been playing Monster Hunter Generations for the first time. I have gotten a few suggestions from people from Weapons. I want to thank, I think it's a drifter called Me, I think is the name. Thank you very much for suggesting the twin blades or the dual blades, because I've been using those like crazy. I've also been writing an essay on the Great Famine. It's a 4,000 word essay about the media during the Great Famine, and it's actually interesting me more than I thought it would. The Great Famine, if you don't know, in Ireland was a really tragic time that I think was between 1845 to, I believe, like it kind of just died down completely in 1851. If I correct me on that, guys, correct me on my own history, please. Please do. I need it. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching this. I haven't been doing much this week. It's just been working on the essay and playing a bit of Monster Hunter in the nighttime. That's all I really got to say. Thank you for waiting for these. I know people actually like these, which makes me really happy. And thanks for waiting in between these episodes. I do these like once a month, and the Nintendo Switch is cool.